Hi, Viral. Hi. I just want to find out who's actually controlling this session. There's 6 of you here. You're all muted. All of your cameras are off. You're live in front of an audience. You've got people waiting for you to start. You guys, you need to start. Somebody needs to make a start with this. There we go. Hi, Amy. Are you leading the session?
Good evening. Yes.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I guess there was some internet issue from our side. So, Uday, are you ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready. We are Green Catalyst, and we are working on environmental awareness, environmental justice, also connecting with environmental legislation and policies, advocacies. We are a group of people. Sorry, Justin. Hi, Labdi Samraj. Okay. Over to you, Labdi.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and a very good afternoon to one and all present here. And we are very glad to have this discussion with everyone today. And I would just briefly introduce myself before we go further in this event. myself, Labdi Kagdi, and I am currently pursuing Bachelor's in Environmental Engineering from LD College of Engineering. And I am the host for the evening. We're very glad to have you all here. And before we begin with the event, I would like to tell you all that we have an option to raise hands. So during the session, if anybody has any questions or any doubts they want to ask to the speaker, they can speak. If I'll be the only person who will be asking questions, it will seem like an interview. So,
Sorry, Labdi, I cannot hear this.
Just a moment. Am I audible to everyone else?
Yes, Labdi.
Yes, Labdi.
I guess you can go ahead.
All right. So, to begin today's program, I would like to invite Mahesh sir.
કોઈનો ફોન આવે છે હિનાબેન કરીને મેં બંધ કરી દીધો.
Our mentor, our guide, and the founder of Green Catalyst. I would like to invite Mahesh sir to introduce himself for a bit, and then we'll continue with the program. Mahesh sir. I am sorry for the inconvenience that Mahesh sir is not able to join. All right. So we'll wait for a while if Mahesh sir can join eventually. Till then, Veeral Didi, can I ask you to begin the session with me?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. So I would like the audience to know you a little bit. So can you introduce yourself for a bit?
Hello, I'm Viral Joshi. I'm currently pursuing my master's in urban development and management, and I did my undergrad in environmental engineering. So my interest for working for nature, for environment, came me into this Paryan Mitra and Green Catalyst, and it has been a very fantastic journey after that.
All right, that is great to know. I just have a few questions jotted down, and I would like you to answer all those questions for me. To begin with, I would just want to know that what actually helped you kickstart this, the motivation and all the training sessions.
Like when we joined Green Catalyst, it was the first months of the program, and we had so many difficulties. Like we were enthusiastic about doing something for nature, but we were not equipped with enough knowledge and other administration support to carry out any activities or events. So at that time, Paryan Mitra, Mahesh sir, and team helped us a lot to kickstart the project, to make us understand and learn how things work, how can we enter into advocacy, into the awareness programs. So I guess the motivation from Paryan Mitra team and the training sessions which helped us to know more about environmental problem issues and what exactly can be done for them helped us a lot to start with this Green Catalyst program.
All right, that is great to hear. Apart from this, what were the major obstacles that you faced during the course, and that you had to overcome?
Like at the initial stage, if you want to organize some kind of awareness activities like street plays or any rallies or any interactive session with students or corporate offices. So first the question we faced in the initial phase was like no one knew us. Like it was for the first time they were hearing the name of Green Catalyst. So we had to make them understand what exactly Green Catalyst is. We had the accelerators to accelerate the process of saving environment and creating awareness. So that part was difficult to gain that faith and trust from the people, from the institutions, to believe in us that okay, we are capable of doing this and we actually want to do this. And another part was that each of our Green Catalyst was from different background. Somewhere from engineering field, somewhere from science, somewhere from social work, somewhere from commerce. So everyone was not as much aware about the issues and solutions. So at that time, Paryan Mitra helped us to and make us undergo a number of training sessions and field visits to make us understand that what shall be done and how it can be done. So the training programs were the most important part that helped us to overcome our obstacles. And experience taught us many things after that.
Right. So, as we all know that you might have experimented with
Hmm.
various ways for awareness. Which was the most effective way that you think and you would want to share with all the members over here?
So when I talk about our role, that how we can make people understand about the issues and challenges, is think that go basic, go to the roots. Like if you are, if you are going to some village or some small school and talking about circular economy, no one is going to understand what actually circular economy is, how it is going to affect them. But you can start with the base, that what can do at their level, in their homes or their daily practices. So going to the roots and base level was one of the major things that I learned. Like you have to think from their perspective first, key how you can make them understand certain things. And another thing that I found was most interesting for the people also was street plays. Like it has fun in it. It has some of songs and more activities. So people will get involved. That they will find it's like a play or a story they are listening to, and we can give a message to them, whatever like we want to say. So finding some interesting ways and going basic was the key to trigger people to make a sustainable habit in their lifestyle.
And since you mentioned the time that you did street plays, would you want to share any experience with us that happened with you during the street play or the reaction of people that you received during the street play?
Like we had both experiences, good and bad, while the street plays. Cause many a times we went to the societies. That was our first street play campaign for awareness of water. So we selected a particular area which usually face scarcity of water during summers. We went there and did street plays, and we did that in the month of May and June. That was the peak summer time in Ahmedabad. And on those days, you are doing street plays on the streets and under the very hot sun. So that was something was very exhaustive, but the response of people was very nice. Like they all would come together and enjoy it, and we can see that they are sharing their problems. We provide solution from ourselves. Like you can practice this ways to save water at your household level, and what you can do, how you can write to the authorities to enhance the system in your society. So that interaction was very interesting, and that gave us more faith that yes, we can go ahead with this program. And we did some street plays at public places, parks, events. And the most interesting I would like to say that after 6 or 7 months of our we started Green Catalyst, we got invites from colleges like IIMs and IRMA. They are prestigious management institutes in India to perform street plays and awareness activities in their festivals. So such things motivated us a lot.
Last question for you from my side, that there are a lot of things that we learn as a volunteer or as someone who is working for the environment. What was your biggest learning that you would want to share with people?
Like being in a green catalyst has made me think in a more sustainable way. Like whenever we organize any event, it was not just about environmental sustainability. We had also taught to think of from economical sustainable point of view. Because being an NGO, we have to make sure that we manage our events with the minimum funds, and that is something each youngster should learn in their very early days to lead to a better lifestyle. And for every event, we used to think like, how can we reduce the use of plastic and use and throw materials in our whole event? So that sense of responsibility and sustainability was very nicely and written in ourselves due to this event. And yes, it has helped us a lot to cultivate management and leadership skills. And also, we got more insights about how actually things work, how you can reach out to the people, make them understand about the issues, and how you yourself can grow and learn more things and get into advocacy and climate action. So it has been a life-changing experience since then.
Thank you so much, Veeral Didi. It was great
Thank you,
talking to
Ladri.
you. And if anybody from the audience has any questions or any doubts, they can put it in the question answer section or the discuss section, and we can ask that question to Veeral Didi. All right, just in case if some question comes up, we'll take it during the conversation. Moving ahead, I would like to talk to Rucha about her experience in Green Catalyst and her work towards the climate change. And since we all know, I would like Rucha to introduce herself for a bit, and then we'll continue with the discussion.
Very good evening, all of you. I'm Rucha Trivedi, a Green Catalyst. Today, I am here to share our activities during the lockdown and how our methodology of work has been changed due to this lockdown. Okay, and I am pursuing my BTech in environmental engineering field. So, okay, we can start.
Thank you. So, since you mentioned there are various activities that you did during the lockdown and after the lockdown, would you want to brief the audience about the activities that you did immediately after the lockdown and after the entire change in scenario that we observed during the last 1 year?
Yes. So after a long pause of 2 months of lockdown, we finally started our activities again, and with a little bit change. That is, the platform was online. The first event in lockdown was an online competition named What Did You Learn About the Climate Strike? It was held on the Earth Day, 22nd of the April 2020. There were various categories like lockdown in a picture, colors of lockdown, creativity in Corona, in the lockdown, unlock the writer in you. As it is mentioned in the title itself, in the first activity, that is lockdown in a picture, the participant is supposed to draw a picture or describe a picture of how climate strike during the lockdown in their thoughts. And the second was colors of lockdown. So in this theme, uh, the participant is supposed to send us a video or a photo or time lapse of their drawing or making their drawing. And the third activity was creativity in Corona. In this, they have to show us the creativity by making great things from waste material and send us a photo or a video of that or making it. And the last was the writing thing. So in that, they have to just write it down their thoughts in a form of essay or a paragraph or a blog. Okay, and after that, after this activity, we came up with the idea of the series of webinars named Samvad Talk to Talk, in which we invited experts to talk with us about various topics. And it was started on the eve of International Day of Biodiversity, the 22nd of the May, after after a month of our first activity. In this, we have covered miscellaneous topics. I have listed it down. Uh, Scientific temper and the role of youth, sustainable development goals, climate change effect on birds, human exploitation of biodiversity, influence of mass media on an environmental issue, sustainable economy, public health and environment, the impact and urgency of the climate crisis, and the youth leadership of a green future. So, yes, you can go ahead with the second question now.
Since you mentioned the use of social media, would you like to know the change in the approach towards social media or the usage of social media was brought about during the last 1 year? How and why was it brought?
Yes. Yes, before that, in addition to the Samvad. We have also invited young experts and artists to this series to guide us and share their stories. They talked about e-waste management, temple floral waste management, then biomedical waste management, and the role of youth in climate crisis and veganism, and many more. Also, we had organized workshops like on paper craft, in which Catalyst taught us how to make a paper bag, then home composting, waste segregation, and DIY hanging plant by our president itself. And as your question, uh, on social media, we started a series on YouTube and also on Instagram. This Samvad series and then YouTube series. YouTube series was about people living with the nature. Though that was of 2 episodes, and after that, environmental crisis from a human and animal perspective, and the last was the youth that nurtures nature. And then on Environment Day, we organized a quiz on basic concept of the environment to check the knowledge and awareness of some particular topic of the participants. Yes, Lavdi.
Okay, Rucha, that will answer the question. 5th June has been celebrated as the World Environment Day, and
Yes.
there was this event that Green Catalyst did on the 5th of June 2020. Would you please elaborate on that?
Yes. On Environment Day, as I mentioned it earlier, we organized a quiz on the basic concept of the environment to simply check the knowledge of the participant and how much they know about a particular topic, so that based on that information, we can organize our next Samvad session or next our quiz or a session to give them a much more information about the same topics.
Right. And lastly, I would want to ask you that during these tough times, there are various ways that people have helped the COVID warriors or frontline warriors. Then, as a part of Green Catalyst, how did you work with the frontline warriors or Corona warriors?
Okay, so in between all of this, we had done some wonderful work. Celebration of Rakhi festival, as it is very famous in India. We had celebrated Rakhi festival with Corona warriors like waste pickers, police, and doctors. In that, we tied a thread of seed Rakhi to them, and so that they could plant a tree and take care of their health. And also, we have distributed 700 ration kits and 50 sanitation kit to the waste picker family.
All right. Thank you so much, Rucha, and it's been great talking to you.
Okay.
And similarly, for the audience, if anybody has any questions for Rucha, please let me know in the chat box. Just in case if you cannot turn on your mic, I'll ask the question for you.
Thank you, Labdi, and thank you all of you.
Sure. Moving ahead, we have with us today Madhuri ma'am, and I would like to request Madhuri ma'am to turn their video on so that we can begin with the session. Yes, ma'am, you're visible. And before we begin with the question answer session with you, would you please unmute your mic so that we can check if you're audible? We cannot hear you. All right, someone from the technical team will contact you and help you, and we'll get back to you. Sorry for the inconvenience. And moving ahead, I would like to request Ami ma'am to be a part of this session with us. And before we go ahead, I would request her to introduce herself for the audience.
First of all, have a great evening to all of you.
And myself, Ami Desai, I'm principal of SCOOM School. I'm handling pre-primary to 12th standard. And first of all, I would like to congratulate all GCs, including Viral Joshi, because she is the senior most GC. And I had a very good time with Viral also. Viral, good evening, beta. And Lati, Rucha. Why I'm telling all of this name? Because you all are working with me, and I'm very grateful to all of you because GC is working with for a noble cause, and that is environmental. What we are facing, the world is facing the environmental problem, and I would like to aware my children, my students for environmental issues. In that case, I'm getting your help by doing lot many activities during whole year. Since I think for 2-3 years, you all are coming to my school, taking care of my students and explain them, educate them what are the environmental issues. And from root level, why I happy because you youth, you younger students are explaining in a very simple language to my students. So it will be easy work for my teachers. All GCs are handling so many programs like e-waste management, plastic waste management, and how to save water, how to save energy in a different activities like street play, mono acting, mimicry, and drawing competition. So many things. So I'm so many way helping to my children, helping to my students, and helping to my teachers to make my students aware, which is the next generation. They have to be responsible citizen and they have to face all these climate changes problems. So we need to educate them. We need to inculcate the values in the students, how to take care of natural resources. So in that, I'm getting help from all GCs.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's an honor to uh, come to the school and work with the children and learn from you. And on behalf of Green Catalyst, I would also like to thank you for being such a constant part and being in contact with Green Catalyst. And like the primary question that I would want to ask you is that why are you inviting Green Catalyst to your school? You already mentioned a few activities, but there is some amount of benefit that you must see
Yeah.
or you must know.
Listen, we are also having some of the activities, but basic thing is when teacher is teaching to the students and when you college students are coming to my school and when you are teaching and explaining my students, they are very, very free to you people to express their feelings, to express their questions. Is it? There are some bonding with college student and school student. In that way, I'm getting your benefit, and it is my selfishness to get you people in my school and inviting people because my children are very close to UGSs. They are waiting for you, and in past also. Some when GCs are conducting the program continuously, they are coming and they form the committees of different class 6, 7, 8, and they form the committee, they assign the work, so they are very anxious that yes, we got the responsibility, we got the leadership, and now we have to work for school. And not only school, they are getting response from their residence area also. They are explaining them what is e-waste, what are the plastic waste. They are continuously talking to their neighbors also that no plastic, use paper bags, all these things. So it matters a lot for me that when GC are coming, my students are very, very happy when you are explaining to them because you are explaining in easy language with PowerPoint presentation and you are having a method also how to deal with the small kids.
Ma'am, we are equally happy to be a part of this, and it is great to hear that the kids are taking this forward to a different level, and it's a different kind of motivation for all of us as well.
Right, right.
On the other point, I would like to ask you, how do you evaluate the activities that is conducted by Green Catalyst?
Okay. Two things I wanted to tell. GC has started a pen drive, means use and throw pen. Okay, that pen, when children are throwing, when students are using and throwing outside, it is a little bit harmful for the nature. So that time when you people are keeping a bin, special bin in my school, okay. So the students are even in vacation also they are keeping all the collecting all the waste pen, and then once when they are coming to school they are keeping in a bin, and you people are coming and sending this all e-waste and plastic pens to for recycling. So still this uh, children are having now a habit that we should not throw it anywhere. We should bring it to school and keep in a bin. So that way I am very happy that my children are learning all these things. Not only that pen drive, but one more thing is e-waste. They are collecting e-waste from their neighbors also, from their relatives also, and they are bringing to school. And they are explaining to other people also that in my school GCs are conducting this activity. We have to give that all e-waste to our GC people. So that two program I'm very happy. It is
Absolutely.
very, very difficult for my teachers, but you people are doing very easily.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to ask you that what is your role to develop the GC program? Like we have seen your support towards us, but we would like the audience also to know your opinion towards the development of the Green Catalyst program.
Okay. Uh, that way, my school is always ready. My staff is always ready. Whenever you want to do program in my school, if you get any support, we are ready to give you support. Only the thing you all will keep doing all these things, all activities, bring some another activities and some other programs also where my children also will get involved also. At least 9, 10, 11 standard students are little bit mature. So you involve them also, they will also work with you.
Right, ma'am. That makes sense. And before we end the discussion with you, do you have any message or any suggestion that you would want to pass on towards us, towards the Green Catalyst members that we should take care of or consider before the next event?
No, mostly all work you people are doing very well. Only my message that keep doing all this work at from root level and spread this activity more and more, involve more and more school students in your activity. You all are college students, beta, but our school students are next generation.
Right.
They are coming next to you. So involve more and more school children. They are very near to you. So my all the best wishes to all of you, all GCs that do all good work and no for noble cause.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much,
much
ma'am.
for inviting me and keep in touch and do your best for nature and
Thank you
nature.
so much. Thank you so much for motivating us constantly and being in contact with Green Catalyst and helping us make all these events possible. And we are very lucky to have you.
And
Um,
one thing on from this platform, I would like to thank Mr. Mahesh Pandya also that he has selected my school and sending you people having trust on me and sending you all. So once again from this platform, I would like to appreciate Mahesh Pandya's all efforts to give a leadership and inculcate the values to youth also for this literacy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Moving ahead with the today's session. Okay, before we move ahead, does anyone have any questions for Ami ma'am? And it would be great if people chipped in questions because otherwise it will become a little boring eventually. It will only be me who will have questions and not anybody else. All right, if we have any questions in the chat box, we'll take it during the session. Moving ahead, we have with us Uday Desai for today's session. I would request Uday to introduce himself before we have a discussion with him.
Good evening, all of you, and I am having very good time now as a Green Catalyst, and feeling very honored to have to be a part of this session. I am Uday Desai, and I am pursuing my environmental engineering. I am in third year from LD College of Engineering. I have been working with Green Catalyst since more than 2 years. So it is a very great experience to work with Green Catalyst from root level. Thank you.
Thank you, Uday. We already discussed the activities that are done in the school that were done during the lockdown or even after the lockdown. Would you, in conclusion, like to brief everyone of all the activities, all kinds of activities that we do as a Green Catalyst team?
As a Green Catalyst, when Green Catalyst started doing activities, firstly we divided our activities into two parts. That will be in community level and in school level. So at school level, we have adopted 5 schools in Ahmedabad from different areas where different children and different community children come from different areas where they have different types of problems, including solid waste management or water scarcity and not getting water water quality enough. So we come to know about different problems. There are actually on the field rather than reading in the books. So in activities we are doing street plays as Ami ma'am and Viral Didi and Rucha have already said that we conduct drawing competition, we conduct workshops on EIA, environmental impact assessments. We train e-waste we train our GCs, and also we conduct workshops for e-waste management and aware people about e-waste management. We have also started e-waste collection center at SCUM school also, where children bring out the e-waste from their home or also from their neighborhood. At school level, we also aware them about by conducting different different games. We play with them, like Web of Life, which is about food chain. In GC, we also get a chance to go not to go in different different cities of Gujarat, like Surat also, and we have also go to Anand. We went to Anand for community program as as there is a Adas village. I would say Adas village, where we stayed there for almost 3 days, and first when we went to there, and we communicate with them. They also share their problems about solid waste management, that they do not have facility for solid waste to dump their waste to a proper place. So we go to communities and know their problems or what problems they are facing compared in environment they are living in. So these type of activities in COVID situation also, as Rucha said, we work for sanitation workers also, would waste pickers also. We conducted a survey from first we conducted a survey in waste pickers, that what kind of facilities they are getting from I'm not talking about government, but from what kind of help they are getting. So we conducted surveys, and then we came to know that they are not getting enough to survive during the COVID situation, as there was no work for them. So yeah, we have done offline activities very well, but during this lockdown, during this COVID situation, which was very difficult for all of us. So yeah, we go to communities and do different kinds of work according to social advocacy, engineering work. We have people and GC in our Green Catalyst. They are studying advocacy, law, and masters in social work, engineering level. So not only engineering side we are focusing, but also we come to know about what laws are there for us, and how we can communicate as an engineer, as an environment engineer, as an advocate, how we can communicate with the grassroots level people who are actually facing the problems. So we do this kind of works.
Thank you so much, Uday. It was a very nice sum up of all the activities done as a Green Catalyst team and as Green Catalyst members. After doing all these activities, I just wanted to ask you that what are the changes that you have seen in yourself through this span of 2 years?
Uh, Frankly speaking, when I was in where I completed my 12th standard, I was not even a little bit aware about the environment. I used to throw away the all the waste, and my tap water when I was brushing my teeth. It used to on, and it leaking continuously. So after involving in Green Catalyst program, when I, as an volunteer, I aware children about saving water, about not throwing waste on the sides of the roads. So I realized that I should do something, uh, as I am telling them to do. So yeah, I have become very much aware about the environment, and yeah, I know there is no comeback that we actually, I want to say that we have harm already completely harmed our environment, that is completely polluted. But why we aware or educate the children? Because they, as Ami ma'am said, that they are the future and we are the future. So as our generation, and as our older generation, as a young, they have already polluted whole the earth. uh, th- we are facing already their circumstances, that we are having storms attack, we are having rain in summer also, that is not expected. But these are the problems we are facing right now, due to harming environment. So we educate, when I educate the children, or when I am working with the children, so sometimes I got question, what you do for environment. from the children. They are innocent, but they ask us, okay, what you are doing environment. So what I will answer them, if I am not picking up my waste and I am not segregating my waste into dry waste or wet waste, or I am not doing anything, or saving water, or I am just throwing away water on my friends and other people. So I think I should educate myself also during these 2 years, and I have educated enough that I am now confident that I am aware about environment, and I am able to educate and aware the children about environment, that I am doing, so you have to do. And yes, I would say they must have to do, and I am not like in a compulsion manner. It is compulsory for them if they want to survive with as we are surviving. As we I would recommend all the guests that they should watch the Carbon movie. They in Carbon movie we have seen that we are having oxygen on the our bed, and the limit is that now that we are having shops for clean air. That is the limit. I think we have already exceeded that. In I don't know, in for more to 5 to 10 years we will have door-to-door oxygen facility to survive. So literally I am now talking about environment. So this is the change. What I am talking about now, this is the change after joining the Green Catalyst. And as one more thing is that I am pursuing environmental engineering, so I know about the problems that are already in books, but I was not able to know that what is actually going on the field. What I mean to say is I am now aware about the after getting into the field that this work should be worked this way. So these things I have come to learn after joining the GC.
So much, Uday. And probably this is our all of our summed up experience that Uday is sharing with the audience, that as Green Catalyst, as the team, we would all agree with what he said, all the things that we learned during the past 2 years. At one point or the other, we all have felt this thing coming with us. Thank you so much, Uday. And if anybody has any questions for Uday, please let me know in the chat box. After Uday, we have with us another member of Green Catalyst and our colleague Kabir Panchal. I would request Kabir to turn his video and audio on so that we can begin with the discussion.
Hello and very good evening to everyone. But Labdi, I am not able to turn on my camera because I don't know why. There is something technical issues. After I turn on my video, after 10 seconds, it automatically turned off. So I don't know what is the problem.
All right. If anybody from the technical team, anybody from the technical team can help us with that, it'll be great. Till then, we'll continue with the session. And by the time,
actually, I think there's a problem in laptop only.
All right.
It's nothing to do with the technical team. So leave it.
All right, Catherine. I'll make sure that I am loud enough for the audience. And moving ahead to Kabir, I would like you to introduce yourself to the audience first, and then we'll move ahead.
Okay, myself Kabir Panchal, and I am pursuing environmental engineering from LD Engineering College, and I am with all these Green Catalyst members, Labdi, Rucha, and all of them. And I joined GC since second semester, so approximately I am with GC since 2 years. So my work experience, then my college experience, and all of my practical experience came from Green Catalyst. And our elders, the base of Green Catalyst, the Paryavaran Mitra, who guided us at each and every step. So they helped us a lot in. For sure, it is important to gain theoretical knowledge, and that came us from college. But when we apply that theory to practical life, then and then we are able to know that what is our situation and what is our what we can say is position, and currently what is our position. So I will share my experience of 2 years. We did many school programs, we did many mines. Then we got a chance to go Surat, Vedchi. Then they also came along us with a program where we can know all about the Pirana site visit to CETP plant, water effluent, then all of the other problems which are including the all the other problems of environment. Then in online, when Corona and the COVID situation came, we decided to do the online sessions, online Samvad talk to talk with other environmental activists. Sorry. So, for example, global warming, then ozone layer, water pollution, air pollution, many types of pollution, then climate change, then environmental impact, all the other topics. And we discussed a lot about these topics with our environmental activists and the PhDs. So, the main concern in India and the main concern is that what we do is there are 140 million people in India. So from it, only 1 crore people are also trying to change the environment. That also that will not affect any. That will not affect a bit. Okay, but if all we all will try, we all will try to change the environment to reduce the pollution, reduce the amount of any kind of pollution. So that will affect a lot. But what we do is we are just discussing it theoretically, but we are not applying it in a practical life. So and in COVID situation, we also distributed to the poor people the ration kit distribution we did. Then just a minute. Okay. So the problems related the problems and so
Thank you, Kabir.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Kabir, go on.
Okay, from where did I stop? I don't remember. Actually, I was. You are not able to hear me, right?
No, we heard you almost till the end, so you may continue. Kabir, we cannot hear you right now. Hello? Alright, so by the time we sort this glitch, there is one question from the audience. We will pick that question up Just a moment. It is asked by Climate Action ID, and the question says, how are you able to connect with more youth and sensitize with them? And I would like any of the Green Catalyst member to answer that question for the audience.
Can I go ahead?
Sure.
Yeah, for today's era, we can say that the use of social media is one of the most efficient way to reach out to the people. And even in social media, we can come up with the engagement activities that we generate polls, we ask questions, and we take their views on climate change, on environmental issues that they are facing at their local level, starting from increasing heat levels to the water issues or the waste management issue. And then we can start addressing them or sensitize them on what they can do at their level, their household level, to deal with those issues. And being on campus with the youth, with school students, with college students is also one of the most important and more effective way, as you can directly connect with them. You can, and a small question answer session with them is what makes them realize about their lack of knowledge or their lack of awareness about such issues. So if we go by that approach, we can connect with them. We can also make them understand what are setbacks from their sides and how they can be more active and more aware about their consumption of resources or the way they are living. So summing up, it's the social media and campus drives that can help more.
Thank you so much, Viral. And if anybody has any more questions, we'll wait for them in the question and answer session. And by then, moving forward, we have with us today Madhuri ma'am. We welcome you, Madhuri ma'am, for the
Thank you
session.
so much, and thank you for the trouble because of the internet connection.
That is fine. Before we move ahead with the question and answer session, could you briefly introduce
I'm sorry for the internet connection issue, and thank you for the. That is what I want.
Sure, ma'am. Would you like to introduce yourself before we move ahead?
Yes, actually, I would like to introduce myself in one way that I am connected to the environment and the cause of environmental justice since last 15 years as an academician, and before that as a student of law. So, and at present, I am engaged with the research related to environment, teaching related to environment, and different activities by the students related to environment. So, I'm also working on different projects funded by the agencies, as well as I am engaged in the teaching of the subject, all subjects related to, most of them related to environment at Nirma University.
Thank you, Madhuri ma'am. My first
Thank you.
question for you would be, what is the role of law students towards the environmental protection or towards the climate change in particular, if we talk about?
See, if we talk about the law student, I would like to emphasize on three aspects. First, as a lawyer; second, as a researcher; and third, as a citizen. Now, when we talk about role as a researcher, he does play a very important role in analyzing the law and policy, in analyzing the, you can say, the implementation of law and finding the implementation gaps. Second important thing is that he can also contribute in policy making and policy framing. Apart from it, he can identify the causes of non-implementation of law, the social requirements. Suppose a simple case we take of environment, we need to sensitize people many times instead of finding only the loopholes in law. So that role can also be played by the law student, because he has a knowledge of law and he can also go to the society and try to understand what are the different factors responsible for non-implementation, or there is no community support and all. So in that way, the student can play a very important role as a researcher. Apart from it, he can simplify the law and he can bring it to the people, to the community level in such a way that he can help in educating the citizens of the country and by sensitizing them also, and by providing them the necessary information. Without information, it's difficult for any citizen or any, you can say, the member of the community to participate in the environment related decision making process and all. So actually, when they are having knowledge, they can participate, and the students of law, they can play very important role in this. And we have seen the example of the Green Catalyst, how they are working. So this is the best example how they can contribute. Now, if you have a knowledge of law, you can add many more things to this. That is as a role of a researcher. Second, as a role of a lawyer. As a lawyer, he can fight for the cause of environment. He can fight for the cause of humans, which are part of the environment. And fighting doesn't mean only to be in opposition, but it is a way of convincing in a very logical and reasonable manner for the things which are needed to be changed. That is second important thing. Another thing is that he can also present the views of the community. He can make the justice accessible to them by being a, you can say, or becoming a bridge between the judicial system and the people. So if there is a violation of right, or if anything is needed to be changed, and without the help of the law and the judiciary, if it is not going to happen, then in that case, this lawyer, as a lawyer, he can play very important role. So this is his second role. And third is as a citizen, being a member of the community. If he is aware about the legal provision, if he is aware about the legal system, he can be helpful to the other citizens of the community. He can educate them. He can help in empowering them, and by that he can improvise, and he can motivate them to participate in the governance process and the decision making process. We have many such examples wherein the participation of the community does make a difference in implementation of law and any other thing. So at that time, this awareness is very vital, and that role can be played by the law student by providing legal aid, providing opportunity to them to come forward and participate in the decision making process. So thank you. This is my answer.
Thank you, Madhuri ma'am. Moving ahead, how have you been teaching them and involving them in these kind of activities? And by you, I do not mean you in person, but the entire law faculties.
Yes, I would like to answer in this way. This is what we have been regularly doing. I'm not saying I myself, but it is the entire team with which I am working. So right from the director or the, you can say, vice chancellor of the university and all the departments of the university till that the last level of the faculty level and the students level, we have very many practices, and I think Mahesh Bhai knows it very well, because we have a green audit system in Nirma prevailing. So through that we audit ourselves and our functioning from the environment perspective regularly. So that is this kind of environment is already existing, and in that we are fortunate to work. So this is the beginning point. Apart from it, when we deal with the students in our courses, we have so many courses which are dealing with the environment related matters. Like we have the course on environment law, we have the course of forest, then the water, then the natural resource management. So there are different courses through which we get the opportunity to interact with the students and to get themselves as well as our own selves involved in the these environment related processes and the you can say functioning of the governance, to analyze them, to find out the gaps. So we are working on that through these courses. Another thing is that we have this Center for Environment Law established at the university, at our Institute of Law. So through that center, we have been engaging our own self and the students in number of activities. Like we celebrate different days. Then 3 activities mainly we have been doing: sensitizing the students, sensitizing the other students, sensitizing the community, then involving them in the finding the you can say the those places, I mean to say those areas wherein the some action is required. Some action is required. So, like suppose if the dustbins we are keeping. Now, our students propose that there should be two kind of dustbin for this biodegradable and non-biodegradable. So that came from them because we engage them in different activities and they are themselves taking initiative. So it is a two-way process from faculties to students, from students to faculties. And then number of activities we organize like waste collection and all. So they decide that how to collect and then how to and recycle, how to give it for recycling, and then from that whatever books we are getting that we distribute to the needy people, and that initiative was taken by the student. So through center we engage them, through our courses we engage them, and the third important thing is that through different research work we engage them in research work, so they get exposure. And one important thing is that we take them to the field. During the teaching of different courses, we take them to the field. And Mahesh Bhai knows it very well because generally we invite him number of times for analyzing the environment impact assessment report. After that, we take them to the field to observe the public participation process. So this field work give them the complete idea about the processes and the actual implementation and how the social setup is there, how what is the awareness level of the society related to environment. So these actually the practical things bring lot of insight into the subject and the things which we have been dealing with, particularly related to environment at our campus.
Ma'am, I have a question. Can I ask?
Yeah, please.
Ma'am, the main problem, climate change is a global problem, right? So, how will it affect India in a few years? For example, 5 or 6 years?
See, if we talk about the Indian condition, it all depends on the approaches, right? We
Yes.
can say that if we go in this way, then it will affect. But if you see the energy level and all, the renewable energy sector and all, we are doing far better work than the earlier one, right? So in comparison to the developed countries, we are still in a far better condition in that way, because our some of the social traditions and the living pattern is such wherein we are not generating that much waste. Now we have started doing that, but it is comparatively less. Second thing is that no doubt we are emitting the gases from the fossil fuel, but that is also reduced up to some extent. So that part is good. Now we have to work on the emission from the industries and the automobiles. So if we work on that and if we can control, and another major factor is that we have to work on protecting the land resources now, because now there is a time to make vertical development rather than the horizontal one. So we can save the land for the crop and the you can say for the forest purpose. So these areas need to be worked, because otherwise it is difficult to foresee or to forecast anything that what will happen in the next few years. And another problem that we need to tackle is that the concretization, because of the concretization the percolation of water is obstructed, and because of that it is affecting the water table. So these are the main issues that we need. Person from science can tell you in a better manner that what will be the situation after a few years. Otherwise, I can say that if we work on this area, still we can improve much more. We have improved a lot in the energy sector, but still these are the areas in which we have to work.
I hope the question has been answered. And Francisca, I saw your question in the chat box, but there is one last question for Madhuri ma'am, and then we'll answer that question.
I think Labdhi is facing some technical issues or internet connection issues. Madhuri ma'am, will ask. Let us take just one question that we are having in discussion box. Then we'll come to you again. So the question for all the panelists was, what are the main barriers you faced as youth in spreading climate change literacy, and how are you overcoming them? So as a youth and frankly speaking as an environmental engineer, we are facing when we go to our youth and tell them about environmental problems, they do not take it seriously because the environmental problems or the climate change, what we know or what we are facing now, it is a slow process, and because uh, the causes I have been also had also done before, and we are facing the problems right now of climate change. Okay, so when we go to you, when we communicate with you that these are the problems we are facing right now, they ask our question that what why should I why should I care? Sometimes we hurt we are hurt to hear that they don't care even after they throw away the plastic waste and just smoking the cigarettes and literally throw away that cigarette butts even as as a youth, there is no awareness about climate change, and literally there is no awareness, and it is the main barrier for us as a youth, that there is no awareness about climate change in youth also. So what we expect from our older generation, that they what have they done during their developments and their selfishness. So how we overcome this kind of problem barriers, that we communicate with them in their way, as we have conducted open mics during when we were organizing the offline events. We were conducting open mics about environment literacy. So some of the youth that are already aware about climate change, they share their problems, what they have researched also. So in that way we we communicate with them in their way, like we share the participants share their poetries on environment, the songs they have made on environment, or with the help of environmental that climate change words or the atmosphere words that are useful for us. Still adding to that, we in at Vedchi is a village, and there around 150 students, or more than 150 students. We have connect with them with mimes, and we do lot of activities that they can involve, and sometimes we also conduct workshops about composting, about home gardening, and these are the little steps we are taking right now to aware the youth, and also uh, to aware the youth, we have also done engineers for environment. So as we go to different colleges, tell about what the event is, and we organize the engineers for environment. In that competition, it was the competition about engineers who are having solutions about climate change, and the problems we are facing because of the climate change. So these are the ways we try to overcome the climate change literacy. So I hope I was not wrong, and I have give my complete answer. If you still Any doubts or any questions? We are open for.
Yes, Uday, you were totally right. And what you have said till now was, I'm not ignoring any of your point, but I think that the main problem why our youth of India or youth of the whole world is not aware about the climate change or the pollution. But the problem is that when Dr. Modak Prasad came to our college for giving an expert lecture, they told me that in Japan, till 5 years, students are to be taught that how to be a Japanese. In India or in any of the countries, that is not happening. So I am not blaming the education system of India, but I just think that it should be a change for our youth or the people who are younger than us, the people who are pursuing their primary school, like KG nursery or the 1 to 5th standard. They should they should be aware from their age, from 6 to 7 years approximately. Then they will apply that knowledge till their college life or the 12th standard, 11th standard. Okay, so that's what I think, and what you said was totally right. Thank you.
Okay, so I guess we are almost on the time, and it's time to end. Here also thank you. So at the last, if we want to conclude on a single note, I would say it's all about a butterfly effect. That a single step taken by any person, any youth, any individual on the earth towards protecting the environment, towards creating a sustainable environment and sustainable lifestyle in their life helps a lot to make a little positive change, to stop a bit uh, to stop the speed of this fast changing climate, and that same thing. And as Madhuri madam rightly said, that we as a citizen, we as a youth have to cultivate that sense of responsibility to that it is our problem, it is our mother earth, and we have to deal with that, and we have to take strict actions to ensure that we are not polluting it anymore any further. And Uday also mentioned it rightly, that ignorance is the evil that we have to deal with. That everyone knows that these are the problems, but no one is willing to work on that. So I guess youth's role would be to sensitize people and trigger them to take actions against climate change, for the nature, and to make this earth more sustainable and lively place to live. So we believe that with the efforts of the SCANE and such youth organizations, we all would be able to stop this fast effects of global warming and restore the Mother Earth with full tendency. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
concluding to our session, and I just forgot to ask Madhuri ma'am the question. So, last question from last answers from our side, that what you have or what contribution they have made in climate change literacy. So this will be the last.
Okay, the students, if you ask, you are asking about the students, no? What
Yes, ma'am.
contribution? Yes. So they have worked like you in the team of Green Catalyst. That is the first contribution I can say. Second thing is that the youth is aware. That is what I would like to differ on the earlier discussion that you were making. It is not uniformly that they are not aware. They are aware and they are more sensitized also, because when we, simple example, when we give them the printed material, they will say, no, don't take printout, just upload the material, we will access. So this is the first positive sign I can see. Second thing is that they take initiative, they are auditing our campus and they find out that where the improvements are required. So to that level, the awareness is there. Not only that, outside campus also, when they observe something, they take action. They not only report to us, they take action and they are ready to take action. And even on this ozone day, just to sensitize people about the effect of this use of air conditioner, they generally motivate everyone to switch off the AC for the entire day. So on that day, if we see, I have in my own campus, I have seen my students, particularly in my institute, they are just convincing all these other students and the faculty members to keep AC off on that day, and so that no, in this way they have tried to celebrate the ozone day. So this is the best way to sensitize them and others. So they are aware and they are making others aware. But this small group who are spreading awareness, from there we have to make this group larger. So this is the only thing. So it's in this way they are contributing. They are contributing on many other things also by taking different projects and visiting the different parts of Ahmedabad and all. And the information they are collecting, that is generally used by the next batch, and they are also motivated to do this kind of. So it means that the peer learning is happening because of this activity. So in this way they are helping each other and they are contributing, and this is the best part of our youth. And this is not limited to Nirma, I think it is everywhere.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you for all the panelists to join. And also, we will try to aware more and more youth about climate change also. And thank you, CA and Climate Action Network, for giving us a chance to or giving us the platform to share our activities and learn new things from you also. And so thank you so much, everyone, and thank you. This is from our side.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to all.
And sorry for the inconvenience.
Okay.
No problem.
It's okay, ma'am.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Bye. Bye.
Thank you all the participants. We are hoping for the great future.
Okay, I'm ending the session.